Okay. Let me remember how to do this. There we go. Woes from crows? Sound like you need a scarecrow. Placing a scarecrow from your farm deters crows from a pretty good distance. Make sure to protect your valuable crops. One more thing. Need a bigger backpack to hold your stuff? Check your general local store. Lost my favorite axe. No! How many of you have never done that quest? At least on a particular playthrough. I know, right? Oh, damn it, it's a sunny day tomorrow. Ugh. What crap I have to put up with. I need so much more copper. I mean, kinda, yeah, Robo's tall. If I'm being honest, my pie in the high hopes for the Island Sanctuary were this, but an FF14. Okay. Let's check something. I've already turned into potato. Potato time. Now, we have a little bit of time, so we're going to try and use it as efficiently as possible. We must be as absolutely efficient as possible. Which is why some people I know will actually go out of the way to make a path from the north to the south end of the farm to prevent some of this overgrowth. We'll do that too, it's just a little bit lower priority right now. Honestly, when we start hitting the mine more and getting more ore for the path, that's probably where we're going to do that. When we really dig into that. But for right now, we need to get a new bag. And I need to remember to clip my highlight reels a little bit better. That's part of the reason this took so damn long in order to... Like, if you were paying attention, I was actually 7 minutes late on the restarting the stream because I was working on the highlight reel. I mean, once the farm is cleared, that's cool, but I kind of want to combine the long-term design of the farm with having a path to head to the south side of things. I'll probably not do cobblestone in the long term, but I like cobblestone for now, you know? Oh, I'm curious of something. You can put cobblestone down here. Interesting. Huh. So let's go get our friggity bag, shall we? When you're lost in a book, it's easy to forget the realities of your life. Wow. There's a line with some baggage. I would like the bag. And, fortunately, I have enough to really get started on parsnips. All the ones you can afford. We're just gonna bog down on parsnips to try to get lucky for that 5 golden star. Of course there is, Robostal. Why wouldn't there be? Honestly. Do we have a daffodil? Did we ever get a daffodil? We're gonna do a bit of a route just to see. I saw someone who was playing City Skylines once who meticulously recreated this city, this village. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool and all, but, like, it's really limited. Wouldn't you want to do that in, like, Minecraft or something? You can guess what happened next. Yes, we now have 2 inventory things. Yay! Straight doubles our inventory size, which is more of a game changer than you'd think. So let's water the cat. Okay. so we need to plant many, many things. Let's get a plant. I actually forget how to use fertilizer, so we're gonna do that separately because I don't know how to do that. Death to pets and to the wait. At some point, we should probably return Robin's axe too, but you know, she can wait. Dump this for right now. Just super quick. Get rid of that while we're at it, and that's it. Well, the good news, Mr. Red, is now all you have left is the great joy that is Stardew Valley. And hopefully your day will pick up some, for real. Nobody likes sucky days. I tend to prioritize rows and bundles of 3 early on because most of the initial watering works in that pattern. Multiples of 3. If you're wondering what I'm doing with that. Later on it'll be multiples of 5, but that's more late game. That food best be good, boy. Plus we're gonna have some words, you understand? Now, excuse me. I need to make some fertilizer. Also, the 9 grid for when you don't have any tools at all. This might drain us, though. Of course I believe you, Robostall. I don't think you've played a good video game in your life. Or maybe I should make a joke about you trauma sharing. In this case, the joke being the fact that the trauma is that you haven't played Stardew Valley. Let's go turn this into Robin. Oh! Oh, by the way. Here's the awkward zombie comic I referenced earlier. Whoops, let's not pass out. See, you should be playing Trauma Center. I shouldn't say, it's actually a pretty decent series. It's anime as hell, but in a good way. Sometimes. One of my favorite stages in the Wii one, I forget which one that is when you have to disarm a nuclear weapon with your surgeon's tools. It speaks for itself, really. Yeah, exactly, Hazardous. And then there's the game show, which is just great. Yay! You're welcome. Give me money. Alright, Robin. I want you to leave your husband. Okay. Actually, that's a good point. Some of the viruses get... Like, one of the viruses... You know what? I'm not going to spoil. Let's just say that the viruses in that game are absolutely ludicrous. Like, bonkers. also dog, even though there is no dog there. Oh, it's okay, Penny. So this game does have the same problem that basically every game ever that has romance options in it has. That problem being, some of the romance options are just demonstrably better designed than other ones. Like, you can tell some actual thought and effort and character arcs were put into some of the romances in this game. And the other ones are... there. So hang on, one other quick thing mentioned. I keep wanting to go to bed in midday, and you're probably thinking, why? To start the day next day early? No. So if another player was actually here, the day doesn't take over, that is to say you don't sleep to the next night, until all players are sleeping. Relevance? Well, if one player sleeps, their energy slowly regenerates, their health does too. So, like, one of the strategies me and my niece will do is I'll get up and do a bunch of energy stuff, get my energy down here, and I'll just conk out for a few in-game hours while she's, you know, doing something, and then I'll have energy to keep playing. It's an interesting strategy that is only available if you're playing in co-op. Okay, trying to debate what I want to do with my time here. I guess I don't have that much, and I am really low on energy. I already watered the cat? Yeah, I did, okay. I mean, most games are superior as co-op. Oh, I never finished answering Pillager Snow's question. Hopefully she'll show back up later. So Robostall asked for the story now. And Chiquita got there before I did. We'll do this a little bit. So... I can't. Okay, hang on. Yeah, if you're wondering why this, the farm is just kind of this big, completely overgrown mess, this is why. The people are like, oh, thank God, a person. So best individual scene in Lord of the Rings. For me, it's going to be the Red Dawn, I think, in Return of the King. There's a lot of good scenes in Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of good scenes. But that one just is above and beyond for me. I can't even. So what I should do... So I'm trying to kind of frame where my farm will eventually be. Oof! Hey, Oxymoron. Always appreciate. Much appreciate, much obliged. I will jot that down for... RE2R. I hope you enjoyed the DMC run. Oh, absolutely, Narsu. Those games were a straight-up... Those movies were a straight-up miracle, and when I did, you know, a behind-the-scenes take on it, I understood even more how insane it was that those movies were as good as they are. Like, that was clearly a... To use my own terminology, that was clearly a Star Wars scenario. Nope, I'm right, I'm right. Well, you know what I could do? I'll mess with it tomorrow. Sorry, I'm debating layouts because of course I am. Get out of my bed, cat. Get out of here. Shove. Oh yeah, 80 gold for a potato. Ugh. But yeah, Lord of the Rings is a freaking miracle. And awesome. Which brings me to The Hobbit, which ironically is the exact opposite. That is to say, it's a miracle that The Hobbit is as good as it is because it should be much, much worse. And I should mention, I'm not as negative about The Hobbit as most people are. I still think it should have been worse. Tomorrow is the Egg Festival. I love the petals. Tomorrow's the Egg Festival. Okay. I do like eggs. We know what I like even more than eggs? Beans! Oh, yeah. Yep, time to rob children of happiness. Do you notice how they kind of move when you walk through them? There's a lot of little, just visual details in this game, which I love. It would be so easy for this game to look static and boring, and it isn't. Okay, so, best scene in the Hobbit trilogy. It's at the end of the first film. It's the scene where the dwarf, I actually can't think of his name, like, starts yelling at Bilbo. You know, didn't I tell you how you didn't belong here? Didn't I tell you how misplaced you were here? And he falls to his knees and embraces him and says how wrong I was. That scene. Hey, Dark Day. Thorin, that's him. Aragorn Light. I mean, no offense. The guy who plays Thorin actually does a really good job of the role. I mean, that song is legit. And I can actually sing it because it's a good, I don't know what to call that. It's a good series of notes for me to sing. Okay, so let's go... Let me think about this. I think we're going to redo the farm formally. And I think register is the right thing. Everyone can sing differently. By which I mean certain people's just biology, the structure of their lungs, and their voice box, and their tone of their song. Certain notes and certain ranges sound better for them. Not everyone can sing a full range of music. In fact, it's actually pretty rare that someone can sing all the way down and all the way up equally as good. For me, the more the notes are down in this range, the kind of the tone right about here, maybe down, and then maybe down, right about here, those are the kind of notes that I can sing well. You know, it's over now, I know inside, no one must ever know the sorry tale of Edward Hyde. Down there, right? That's the kind of thing I can sing. You get a little bit higher than that, and my voice just doesn't actually sing it properly. If you really want to geek out about singing, we can talk about mouth movement, because certain words don't sound right at certain notes. Like, some words should be sung at a note here, here, or here, not here, here, or here. You know. Alright, so now we're burning over half our energy every day just in watering. Look at that. Look at that. So, we can only expand the farm a little bit more before we start running into that energy wall, the efficiency wall I talked about earlier. That's okay, because this is kind of as far as we're probably going to expand in spring, I think. We might actually do one more round, but I don't think we're going to expand. I think we're just going to replace this with some new crops. But we will automate, don't worry, we'll Factorio this up. We're just probably not going to focus on that immediately. So we have 1,000 other things to focus on. Can I say hi, Sean? Hi, Sean. think it's a little bit too late to really capitalize on green beans right now. Yep, just kind of chug those purple stars. One time, my sister and I got the cheat going. There's actually an in-character cheat, an in-game cheat. It's actually an exploit, not a cheat, where you can give yourself an infinite amount of just about any item. So, we did that with those stupid stars. And let me tell you, this energy bar, when it's up here, is hysterical. It'll actually keep going off the screen eventually. Let me check something. Actually, let me do a couple things. Let me do a couple things here. Hang on. Let's get rid of that. Let's reclaim some inventory space. What we honestly really need is some frickin' copper. Like a lot of copper. Like, 45 copper. Lol. Here, Mike. Ironically, the best source of copper early on is just to friggin' buy it, but we're not doing great financially. So, it's not super available yet. Hi, Abigail. I'm having sex with your wife. There is no true fail state in this game, no. I mean, there's a point at which nothing's really happening, but there's not an actual fail state. So back in the day, this has since been patched out, there was another glitch. I forget exactly how it worked, but the way it would work is you would have an item, and then you'd drop it, but then you'd, like, pick it up, and, like, every time you click the button, you'd pick up a duplicate of it, so you dupe the item. And the thing is, if you dropped huge bundles of items, you could make hundreds of whatever it is very quickly and efficiently. Now, unfortunately, that bug has been patched, which is a damn shame, because that bug was hysterical and awesome. Oh yeah, I should mention something. So, if you dumpster dive in front of someone else, you actually lose rep with them. It's one of the only ways in the game to straight up lose rep with a person. Naturally, my niece runs around checking the dumpsters constantly because free stuff. I keep saying dumpsters. Trash cans. What do I need for Haley? I already looked this up. A daffodil. Right. I need a daffodil. And I need it pretty soon. So we're gonna roam a little bit. You got anything for me? Well, she does, but I can't afford any of it. It does work. Well, I don't know details, Venters, but so with a totally surface level lack of understanding, Nintendo shutting down a tournament, bad. Person reorganizing it to make sure that the tournament still happens, good. Having said all that, I don't know details and can't give a proper judgment. Yeah, we had a huge discussion earlier today about why you really shouldn't just go dumpster diving and why someone just going and looking through trash cans for food is actually a really bad thing. But forgive me for not repeating that. It was like a 20-minute discussion. You know, honestly, I've never really expanded outside of the farm itself. In fact, I'm not even 100% sure where you can farm. I know people have mapped it out, like you'd literally get maps, and part of the map is painted, and that's the part you can grow on or build on. But I've never actually done that before. I should try to keep things on the farm itself. Like, I remember the first time I discovered you could chop down a tree outside your farm, and I was like, oh, I thought those were just decorative. Holy crap. Okay, let's try... Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's carve a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, sorry. Okay. Bit more of a path there. I think I could safely get rid of all this grass. I will eventually want grass, but I'm not sure where I want to put it. I guess we could start thinking about that early on. So what genre is this game? I will be categorizing this as a management sim, because it is one. It's a farming sim, but it's a good enough farming sim that there is actual management style and approach to it. Since managing your time, your energy, and your resources is a huge portion of the core gameplay, regardless of which game style you do. Like, even if you never farm, you're still managing your time and your energy. I will admit we could also just call this a farming game, but honestly, I'd rather not. So we're not going to. The end. This is all Alex's fault for not being here playing Stardew Valley. Oh, we're low on energy. Right. I should not do more of that. Speaking of... Okay, let's do this. Drop all this stuff off here. I mean, that is one of the distinctions between a game like this and a game like Farming Simulator, which is a sim game, that's the genre, and it's a simulator of farming. Like, actually getting in the tractor and actually going out and plowing the fields and killing and dealing with stuff. That's that. I don't think I can get anything else done tonight. I already checked up north, I think. Did I check up north? Maybe I didn't. Let's double check up north, just to be sure. You can tell I have Caroline on the mind, because I saw one of the little grass nubs. And I saw that, and I was like, what is Caroline doing in my farm? Oh, God. Yeah, Sim Farm is different. Ironically, the Sim games are generally not simulator games in terms of genre, to be as perfectly confusing as possible. Most sim games are management sims, which is a very different genre. Hey, we should have a kid. And then you have a kid. We should stop having a kid. And then your kid goes away. It's fantastic. It's so convenient. It's just that easy. Teaching the life lessons here. I've never heard of a time waster genre of game, but I generally don't use the term for obvious reasons, since I've never heard of it. Having said that, if you put a gun to my head and said, "Lore!" and then you start shooting me over and over, first of all, it's not going to do anything except awaken my devil trigger. But I don't think I would call this game a genre waster. Or a time waster, excuse me. A time waster. There is some padding here, but very little time is being wasted here. I still need to get a frickin' daffodil. Do I have one right now? Maybe I do. Hang on, let's go check. Oh, I do. Excellent. Let's go and just hold on to that. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a good point. Mobile games, not all, but several mobile games, those are time wasters. I've never thought of using that phrase, but that phrase fits perfectly. This is something here to take up some of your time and not really entertain you, just to pass by the next 5 minutes while you're waiting in line. Now, see, I wouldn't call some MMOs... let me rephrase it. I wouldn't call good MMOs time waster games, but I have certainly played some MMOs which were absolutely time waster games because I've played EverQuest. Among others. You're just burning through that energy. Well, let me put this as simply as possible when it comes to EverQuest. EverQuest is a chat program that happens to have some visual design attached to it. That's not me being facetious, that is a statement of fact. In fact, understanding that EverQuest is not a game and is just a fancy chat program, is a fancy chat program, would really go a long ways towards understanding what EverQuest is and even why it succeeded so much. It wasn't until many years later that people would look at the EverQuest model and say, hey, we can make an actual game out of this. And then started doing that. Okay. I've only got like 10 minutes to do something. Hey, Paranoid. Yep, there's the Egg Festival. We're going to kind of take the long route there. See if we can get any foliage on the way. Since we're perpetually low on daffodils, and who knows, the next birthday will probably be someone who also wants daffodils. I mean, lumber's good, and we do need to keep clearing, but... I don't need friends. I'm happy by myself. Okay. Who murdered this man? It could be anybody in town. That's over 20 people. Sorry, that's a long joke there. Our hens have been working overtime to prepare for this festival. They deserve the best tonight. Bowls full of sweet yellow corn. So, debating what I want to do about those strawberry seeds. See, the thing is, strawberries are actually a really good food for a lot of reasons, but you can only buy them under certain circumstances. And I only can buy 4 right now. Screw it. I want some strawberries. Any more food? Put something nice in the punch. It's just between you and me, kid. No one really talks to me. I just come for the deviled eggs. Yeah, you could save this. So what the optimal strategy is to, rather than have bought the inventory upgrade, which I already did, to go ahead and buy the strawberry, like to just save up money. Get a ton of strawberries, throw them in the bank. And then in year 2, plant them on day 1 on spring. Because strawberries are one of those keeps producing plants, like beans or blueberries, and I forget what else. But there's certain plants where if you plant them, they keep producing fruit. You don't have to replant them. And strawberries not only do that, but they sell very well. Eggplant's another one. So yeah, strawberries are a great bumper crop. Everyone's enjoying the food. I've been cooking for days to get everything ready. Fried eggs, boiled eggs, poached eggs, deviled eggs, scrambled eggs, chocolate eggs. Man, I want all of that. I always look forward to these gatherings. Makes the valley feel like a real community. I've been looking forward to the festival for weeks. Hope I can find some eggs before Vincent takes them all. When does the egg hunt start? Don't worry, kid. I'm gonna take them all. Spring is a nice time of year. Nice to have day off to catch up with friends. That's the eggnogs here, I'm like. Abby's always loved the egg hunt ever since she was a tiny girl. Sometimes I'll hide egg too well and no one finds it. Until summer rolls around. Then the hot air starts to bring out the rotten smell. Stab. Even with a bad leg, I never missed the town festival. Yeah, by the way, this is a good time to mention there's actually an optimal egg route. Because that's how much people have studied and designed around this game. What's everyone so happy about? Eggs. Why eggs? This has been a tradition for as long as I can remember. Tradition connects us with both the past and the future. It's comforting. And now I give you my true form. I can't even get in the thing. I can't do it! Ah! There we go. Behold my power! Nope, not yet, sorry. Marnie with her lover, obviously. Speaking of lovers. Festival's alright, but what I'm really looking forward to is the flower dance. Yep, we'll be doing that completely solo. It is possible to dance with someone on your first flower dance, but you really have to be driving for it, and have the right items to give the person. In fact, I've only ever managed that with Abigail because it's so easy to get the items that she loves. Try to eat at least 3 eggs every day. I need the protein for my legs. Yeah. Used to do a rotten egg toss. Erlo's put an end to that quick. Searching for eggs is like going on a treasure hunt. Oh no, my allergies. Taking breaks from work can make you more productive in the long run. I think the game's calling me out here. This fruit punch is unusually good. I've been up since dawn coloring eggs. It's always my favorite part of the season. Vincent loves this festival. It's a joy to see him so happy. And that's why we're gonna rob him of happiness. I should take my doctor's hat off for the time being. Yeah, you know. Just the drugs. Oh, yeah. Alright, so, chat. Should we destroy the children's happiness, hopes, futures, and dreams? Or not do that? Hang on, let me phrase that better. Should we get a hat? Or should we not destroy the children's hopes and dreams? There we go. Because if we destroy their dreams, we get a hat. Like, it's a hat. It's not even a cool hat, it's just the first hat available. What's that look like? It looks pretty dumb. Yeah. See, now, if the hat looked more like this, I'd at least consider it. But, I'm afraid it doesn't quite live up to this kind of standard. Ironically, I think I actually do own a hat similar to it. Functional, but terrible looking, as the saying goes. I think it's everybody? Alright, so. Let's start. Blue Wind! How could you, of all people, endorse such evil? I'm ashamed of you, ma'am. I just... Here, you get to wear the hat now, Blue. Ironically. I love who participates, by the way. Abigail, who just loves doing this, and the 2 kids. Oh, and also us. I should probably mention that canonically, you know, us and the various romanceable options are all in our 20s. I don't think they've ever specified past 20s. Is everyone ready? Let the egg hunt begin! So I already said it. We're committing to not being evil. Oh, Maru does it too. I actually forgot about that. Let's see. Where's an egg? Where's an egg? Is there an egg over here? I mean, I would too, Blue End. There's gotta be an egg somewhere, Chester Copperpot. Where is it? I can't see any. Oh, well. I didn't need those eggs anyway. I'll just stare morosely into the distance. Here, I guess we should get at least one. They were Sub-Zero. Hello, Dr. Winter. I got all these eggs! If only I could get you kids to pick up litter this efficiently, we'd have the cleanest town this side of the GMC. And now, the winner of this year's egg hunt. Abigail! Here's your prize. The $10 hat. That's it for this year's Egg Festival. Thanks for coming, everybody. And now it's late. Like, really late. Like, holy crap. Screw it. We're committing to not being efficient, so we're just going to plant these. Yeah, you pretty much have infinite time during the festival. Infinite stamina, infinite health. That's true for all of the holidays. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people suggest that you kind of try to burn the crap out of your energy and health and whatever, either in the cave or like clearing the lumber like I'm doing right now, then attend the festival. I mean, I guess we could fertilize a little. Like, Lord knows we're getting the sap for it. Like how sap reduces your energy if you eat it, by the way. Wait, seriously? Haley cooks the most food? And people have reverse engineered that Haley cooks the most food? Wow. That's actually really funny. Okay, so today should be Haley's birthday, speaking of which. Coleslaw! Envisioning bland mounds of limp cabbage? You're not alone. But a great coleslaw can be much more. Make sure you have juicy, fresh cabbage for this one. Toss a little vinegar and mayonnaise and you're set. Gross. But then again, I hate coleslaw. And there's our cauliflower. Let's get the basics out of the way first. I guess that makes a joke I saw once make more sense. No, Blade of Vault. Although you can waste your energy and time watering crops, so that's a valid thing. So the joke was basically someone who would receive breakfast from their husband and then immediately toss it into this thing here to immediately sell it. Hey, Panka Ponka Punka, what's going on? Haley isn't vacuous or a twit. I mean, honestly, one of the things I do like about this game is that the overwhelming majority of the characters seem like archetypes but aren't. Having said that, it's usually only one note off. But still, it's true that pretty much everyone here pulls the FF7 thing. You know, Eris looks like the sweet, you know, nice girl, but actually she's the tomboy who's energetic and actiony. Tifa looks like the badass Death Doom. She's actually really sweet motherly type, etc., etc. It's the same thing here. Hang on, gotta go water the cat. Ugh, there we go. Cat. Oh, thank you, Panka. Okay, so we did that, and we've got those. There is only one choice. That is the cat. Yep, we're ready to go on the cauliflower. Perfect. Speaking of Haley. I mean, ironically, a cat and a dog are both pretty useful in a real-life farm situation. Yeah, did you notice that the creator of this game has played Final Fantasy IV before? Since you can actually push through NPCs if they block you. Boom. We did the thing. Speed grow. Well, that's one of the most useless fertilizers in the game. So that's cool. Everyone in chat, no, it's the most efficient! Oh, okay, my bad. And we can't do, like, any of that stuff anytime soon. Oh, that's a good point. We could literally just sell the speed grow. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, well, that's going to take a while. Okay. Yeah, pushing through NPCs does require a little bit of extra code, because it effectively needs its own separate thing, like a separate script running to make it happen. But it should still frickin' be a thing. It should all be a thing. Okay. Just tracking a few things. Most of this is going to be whatever. I'll tell you right now, the thing that's going to stop us, the thing that's going to be our barrier to finishing this stupid place, is this right here. This freaking fish tank. Some of those... God, just... Oh. And this is... Right. Some adventure stuff, some copper stuff, some gemstone stuff. This will be a really easy one to fix. Ironically, so's the money one. But all that can wait. You lied to me, Blue Wind. Could you? Yeah, fishing... We'll do it later. We will do it. It's just... Oh. Okay, so today's Haley's birthday, right? Yep. And then our next one will be Pam. What is Pam like that isn't alcoholic related? Where the hell's Pam? There she is. Ah! Let's see. She loves beer, mead, pale ale. Sense of a trend here. Gotcha something. Yep, I remembered your thing. Yeah, Pam loves parsnips. I just noticed that. Which is doubly funny because I don't think we have any right now. Just likes pina coladas. I don't know, this is a good enough time for it, Dr. Winter, because... Oh god, it's such a lengthy and complex question. Okay. Can I use an analogy? No. Can I use something else? No. Can I tell you your face? Yes, I can, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, we don't have anything right now. All right. Okay. Well, these are parsnips. Hopefully one of those will grow before Pam's birthday. Get rid of those, and get rid of those. Warlocks. Well, there's this thing in the city, it's called a warlock. Yeah, let's start doing our audio test. This is a good time as any to do it. What the heck is foraging, Alex? And why would I do that? God. The irony is my usual strategies don't apply because I'm just so low on energy right now. So I went in hard on farming. On purpose. Alright. So the first reason why warlocks are tolerated in lore. Now, this is the surface level reason, but it is still a truthful reason. You ready for this, Dr. Winter? It's very basic. The answer is, most people don't know warlocks are a thing. Sorry, let me explain that a little bit better. Let's say you're a warlock, Dr. Winter. And so is Alex. You may not know each other's a warlock, though. And if I work for Stormwind, if I am one of the local guards or the constabulary or whatever, there's a pretty decent chance I don't know either of you as a warlock. It is a sufficiently taboo thing that most people do not advertise that they are one, and are pretty good at hiding it. So, that's problem number one. Yeah, if you ever wondered why the class halls or the training areas or whatever tend to be like the basement of some dive, that's why. Be interesting to discuss when we get there. Visual storytelling in World of Warcraft. Ooh, nice. The second reason people tolerate warlocks is because kind of the same reason that people tolerate mages, but in a different direction. Now, I know this is going to sound strange, but warlocks aren't evil. In fact, here's the funny thing. Fel isn't evil. I know what you're thinking. What? But no, it's not. It is an energy source, as most others are. It is a very volatile, very dangerous energy source, which can cause some very bad things to happen very easily. But that just makes it nuclear energy, right? Or whatever parallel you would prefer there. It is something that is extraordinarily easy to screw up. Yeah, sorry, we're talking about Warcraft. Oh, absolutely, Dr. Winter. And they do. People do see warlocks and Fel as evil in real life, but also in-game. Which is why the aforementioned point exists. The point about, you know, them staying hidden and quiet. Actually, that's a good parallel. It's kind of like saying plutonium is evil. While you can kind of get why people say that, it's just fundamentally wrong. Now, I should probably mention that Fel energy is also costly. It's... All energy types in Warcraft require some kind of... I don't have a better word. Some kind of cost to them. They all require something. So in other words, in order for you to have access to the light, you need to have a degree of devotion. If you want access to the elements, you need to have veneration for the elements. You need to bargain for that power. If you want to be a druid, you need to be able to tap into the spiritual layer of the particular planet, and so forth and so on. There's always a There's always a cost associated with any of the magical energy sources that exist within the setting. The cost for Fel is life. Now, I don't mean like sacrifices, although that can work. It is, however, ironically somewhat inefficient. The life energy is something that can, and often is, bled off of a person in order to fuel Fel energy. So you're thinking, well, that's evil, right? Well, you can bleed off your own energy. In fact, the primary reason why Sargeras himself is so damned powerful is because he's a titan with an insane amount of his own energy to burn off into casting and operating as Fel, right? Now, that is dangerous, that's terrifying, and that's awful, but it is still possible. Now, so Dr. Winter is probably thinking, well, what about the demons? Let's be... I wouldn't call it technically, but let's not get into that. Let's not get distracted here. I'm still answering the core question here. So Dr. Winter says, the demons are the reason Fel is so evil. So let's not get into the relationship between Fel and demons for just a second. Let's focus on the real reason why demons are a problem. And that reason is Sargeras. Now, people probably understand this to some extent or another, but it really needs to be re-emphasized. The only reason the demons were ever a large-scale threat of any kind, shape, or form is because they got organized. And the reason they got organized is because a titan of order organized them. This is one of the reasons why I say that the end of Legion, spoilers, is such a sea change for the setting. Because the demons aren't gone, but the Legion is gone. The Burning Legion being removed from the equation. That massive, bonkers-sized... Sargeras was running an interstellar empire, and running it with tremendous efficiency. It was a very well-oiled machine. Again, Titans, right? That's their thing. They are beings of order. So, he had organized these demons into this absolute mulch machine. And then, he was removed from the equation, and the Legion's infrastructure was removed from the equation, and now all you have is a bunch of demons. Now, obviously, throughout most of Warcraft's history, that problem still applies, because that only stopped being a thing as of Legion, but I'm saying that because, in a vacuum, this is why the plutonium example actually still works, because let's say, for example, that there was a very coordinated, very organized organizational entity that ran around deliberately seeding plutonium into places to just irradiate civilian centers and cause cancer and do all kinds of awful things with it, right? Now, at that point, you can understand why people will be like, oh, plutonium sucks, but it's not really the plutonium. You know, we were just talking about this earlier today. It's not the hammer that's the problem here. It's the person running around smashing heads with it. Alright, so, hang on. I need to put in that. And... ooh, I still need to do that, don't I? And it's too late to do it now. But I am getting a little bit off topic. Because I still don't have enough copper. Jeez Louise. Because the core answer to your question, why are warlocks tolerated in Warcraft? The answer is, they're not. In lore, warlocks aren't tolerated. They tend to be ignored, or avoided, or not know that they existed, which is a terrible sentence structure, but it's still true. Now, if you have a follow-up question, I can answer that, but I think that really does answer your question in a nutshell. And ironically, the events of Legion actually did a fairly large amount of making people more tolerant of warlocks than they were prior to hand. Although, to my knowledge, that storyline hasn't been advanced at all. But it was something they were drifting towards during Legion. It's something I'll be talking about during the video that goes live tomorrow, actually, with regards to Shadow Priests. Oh, that's valid, Lord Hammond. But fell use is outlawed, so nothing's changed. Hey, what do we got? Stone fence, the mayonnaise machine, that'll be important later. And, of course, the sprinkler. But also we get some efficiency in our freaking watering can, which is going to help out a lot. Yeah, it's almost like Shadowlands isn't kind of good. Ah, more sunny days. Salmonberry season. Woo! Have to grab a few of those. Oh, that's a lot. I guess we don't have a daffodil problem now. New quest. Aw. So, God, we have a lot of stuff to harvest. Okay, hang on. So let's start grabbing here. No, we're just doing the music test, Zero. I don't actually think Mechanicus fits all that well. Hang on, let's just move on to the next one. It's our parsnips for Pam. Give me some golds. Give me some golds. Three. We got 3 golds. Oh, wow, Dr. Winter. So we'll sell those. We'll hold on to the silvers for Pam. Let's just, honestly, just do that. Just hold on to all of these at this point, since we're still in gift-giving mode. Let's go and sell the beans, because we don't really need to do anything with beans yet. Let's go buy some parsnip seeds. What is it? It's not Wednesday, so we're good, we're good. I've had an experience of waking up to a frickin' goat. To this day, I'm pissed about that. Although they claim they didn't do it on purpose, but whatever. Salmon bears. So first of all, I don't recall that quote you're talking about, Lord Harrimont. But second, and more importantly, the orcs would have more reason to outlaw fell or warlocks than other people. Now, ironically, there are state orc warlocks, or at least there were. I actually don't think there are anymore. That was to explain the Ragefire Chasm quest chain, specifically. But no, they're super outlawed. Ironically, they're more outlawed by humans, which amuses me. Because the orcs have a lot more reason to outlaw them. Because, you know, the demonic horde. Which led directly to the destruction of their world. Well, no, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's gameplay and story segregation. The developers decided to allow players to play warlocks, so they kind of have to go every now and again. See you around, Mr. Red. I'm with it, Yura. It's taking me a little getting used to, but I'm with it. You know, I don't think I've ever had salmon bears. Anyways. But yeah, they wanted to allow players to play warlocks, so the great hero of the land, who is this great, wonderful person who everyone loves and renounces, can be a warlock. Or a Shadow Priest, which, by the way, is just as bad. A little bit less well-known, but still pretty bad. Especially by modern times when everyone is a little bit more aware of the problems of the Void. So, that sucks. Or a Death Knight. Yeah, no, that's another good example. It's like, well... Like, they tried to kind of explain the Death Knight thing away 3 times total. Once in Wrath, and once in Pandaria. And otherwise, they're just like, yeah, you can play a Death Knight. Ironically, this once again brings up the exact same problem that FF14 has. Because you can be anyone, the story can't be anything. The story has to accommodate you being whatever. It's one of the reasons I was so in favor of the Order Hall thing back in Legion. Because they could actually craft a story to a Paladin. Or to a Warlock. Or to a Demon Hunter, or whatever. Yeah, it's why we don't use magic in cutscenes. It's why we're not even in several cutscenes. Yeah, because we happen to be playing a warrior. Or a rogue. Damn shame, by the way. Some of those Order Halls were just really good stuff. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So I need to go... this way. It's one of those interesting things, because I totally get why they don't want to do more Order Halls, because they're a lot of work. But damn it! Yeah, exactly. It's exactly why Mercy is a thing in Dragon Age. And why that stupid gun is a thing in Mass Effect. I'm gonna get off topic. So, in short, the lore and the gameplay kind of bonk into each other several times, and what you're talking about is part of that, with regards to Warlocks in particular. Ideally, a Warlock PC should be constantly trying to hide what they are. If you watch the Devil May Cry 4 run, you know how Nero went to great extents to hide his demonic arm? Something like that should be an everyday thing for a player Warlock. Like, they should probably be wandering around pretending they're a mage. You know? Anyway, sorry. So you asked, is the Void evil? That's an interesting question. So the answer is still no. Ironically, I would say the Void is even more corruptive and more abusive than... I'm an idiot. Than Fel. And I know what you're thinking, huh? But that's just an opinion. It's not a fact. It's more... Exactly, Bluin. It's more like... So, I've talked about this a lot during the lore run. And during the lore craft. Fel is destructive, but Void is corruptive. Fel goes out, whereas Void pulls in. If you can think of it, the difference between a supernova and a black hole. That's kind of the direction there. Void is very, very good at being insidious and manipulative and kind of slowly converting you towards a mindset. Void will not destroy you. Void will turn you into itself. Fel will destroy you. Okay, I need parsnips. I need all the Okay, that's probably too many parsnips. But I want my parsnips. And yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I say Void is worse than Fel. Because Fel is like... Let's use a really dumb analogy. Fel is like using a torch. Not like a torch you hold up. I mean like a welding torch, right? Very carefully, precisely, as you can burn the crap out of something. You can absolutely destroy your eyes, especially if you don't have protection. Sparks will fly everywhere. It's a very dangerous tool to use, but with careful use, you can keep it under control. The Void doesn't really work that way. The Void is like an abusive husband. That's a terrible analogy, but I'm going to stick with it. Because the Void is the kind of thing that you don't even realize is working against you, for the most part. It is insidious. I have a lot more of this than I thought I did. See, ironically, I'm struggling to come up with a good analogy here. Fine, an abusive wife, then, Narset, just for you. The void it's insidious, it's manipulative, and generally speaking, you don't even notice it's doing something unless you happen to. Now, here's the funny thing. Fel energy is much harder to resist, but much more obvious about the fact that it's something you need to resist. What I mean by that is, just about anybody practicing Fel magic can tell that it's a destructive, corruptive force, right? It is something that's so obvious that you'd have to be blind to miss that. There's no accidentally falling to the dark side of Fel. By contrast, Void is actually really easy to resist if you notice it. Void can only do to you what you let it. But if you don't notice it's there, then the door's wide open. Does that make sense? I probably shouldn't. That's a good analogy. I like the Care White noise. We are, of course, talking about World of Warcraft because it's one of my streams where they're talking about Star Wars, Star Trek, or Warcraft. That's just, it's a law. It's a rule. Shadow Priests generally have an easier chance to resist the Void because they know it and channel it all the time. And yet, even that's not 100% true. Plenty of Void Priests specifically descend and get corrupted because they never notice the corruption there while they're resisting the other corruption. I know I'm explaining that badly, but imagine someone who's trying to convince you in this way, and while he's doing that, he's reaching back in there to just pull your wallet out, and you don't even notice the wallet, you just notice the thing, and you're like, you're so focused on resisting the scam that you don't even notice the straight-up robbery. The Void's scary, is what I'm trying to say. It's a lot more terrifying, in my opinion, than Fel. Fel is very destructive, obviously overtly destructive, and can obviously cause a lot of problems, but Void is just terrifying. Undeath is something that there's still some... So Undeath didn't used to be a power source, and then it was a power source, and now I think they're still changing their minds about it. You missed this earlier, but we were briefly talking about how Metzen was coming back. Honestly, one of the probable reasons they wanted to bring Metzen back in, ignoring all financial and PR reasons, is to straighten up the lore again, because Warcraft is Metzen's baby, it always has been. He is the one who built the world building of that setting, good and bad. So, maybe they'll change their mind about death again, because Shadowlands really threw death out the window in several ways. So honestly, my answer right now is, oh. Notice I say death, not undeath, by the way, because there is actually a distinction now. Which, I'll give you that one. That one makes sense. I like that, Space Cadet. Fellas, nuclear weapons. Void's a computer virus. And your grandma's the one at the keyboard. Typos. Typos as far as the eye can see. I've got a little bit of time. Let's get some lumber going on. What do you think of the Morrowind test, by the way? Speaking of which, somebody asked me what town I would want to settle in Morrowind. First of all, the answer is none, because I would hate to live in that setting. But if you put a gun to my head, I'd probably say Balmora. I don't know what you're talking about, Blade. Ah, what? I mean, Balmora is my favorite city in that game, bar none, so... kind of an easy choice. Reach level 40. Yeah, ironically, as of Morrowind's time, that is to say the game Morrowind, the Cyrodiilic Empire was kind of a force of... I don't want to say a force for good. Force for stability might be a better way to phrase that. Oh, hang on. Hey! We can get the tapper now, which we need to get at least one of those going soon-ish. Money, money! Favorite city in Skyrim? Whatever the first one is that I can never think of the name of. It's the only city that really sticks out in my mind. I don't like the cities in Skyrim. Ah, another sunny day. Pierre is now selling fertilizers. That's nice. Please stop clogging my mail with trash, Pierre. Alright, so let's go ahead. Get our watering done. Okay. Alright, let's go kill some undead. Pull and weed until it is done. I was failing because there's a bit of a delay in input in this game. Which, you know what? That's a perfect time. Let's go ahead and start talking about combat, shall we? Oh, I should actually start talking about it. So we started talking about it earlier today, but let's really go into this. Combat in this game sucks. It's one of the only things that's not good, but with an asterisk, or problematic, but can be worked around. Combat is just a universal negative in this game. It is a damn shame, because a surprisingly large amount of stuff is kind of locked behind combat. What I mean by that is several aspects of this game you could completely avoid or ignore if you want to. Combat is not on that list. Yeah, progression pretty much requires the mind. There's just too much down here, which is too useful for too many things. So let's go down the list, shall we? I've already talked about the first and most obvious problem. Animation locking. While I am swinging this sword, and for the full duration of swinging this sword, I am locked in place. I can't move, I can't turn. I can do nothing. And, if you're paying attention to that right now, I can't believe I did that perfectly. I didn't even mean to. Do you notice how he went right through my swinging, despite swinging as fast as it was possible to swing? That's because of something we've talked about a few times in this show. There's wind-up, there's collision, or whatever it's called. I don't know any of the terminology, but there's wind-up, there's collision, and then there's follow-through. The wind-up is how long between you pressing the button and the attack happening. The in-between part is when the attack can actually collide with the enemy, and the follow-through is how long after that period of time before you can start doing a new action. I am using a keyboard. Eee. So, having said all that, I don't know exactly where the screw-up is with regards to that, but either 1, 2, or all 3 of that process are wrong. And enemies can just kind of ignore attacks because they're not currently in a period where they can be attacked, or you can't actually readjust your attack because you're still stuck trying to do this previous attack. It's a colossal pain. It's pretty much the worst possible way to do combat in a game like this. Not that he would ever look at my individual stream of this game, but if you happen to be watching this, Concerned Ape, no judgment, but your combat is terrible. Here's hoping Chocolatier does it better, since that is literally one of his stated goals. So, we've got animation locking, and we've got frame timing, both of which are wrong. Then we've got the third problem now. Third problem is reach. Now, that may not sound like a big issue, but think of it in tiles terms. You actually can only hit one tile in front of you. I'm demonstrating it right now. Now, if you'll notice, I'm actually inching forward. Do you see that? That's another thing. Each swing actually moves you forward 1 pixel. But that's unrelated. Anyways, so you can hit one tile in front of you. That is a much smaller window and much shorter range than it sounds. Especially given how quickly and easily most of the enemies can move. Even those damn slimes who can actually, lunge at quite a distance. Especially when you get into real enemies. Obviously, we're nowhere near real enemies now. But trust me, there are real enemies later, and they kinda suck. So all of that sucks. So let's see. We've got range, we've got the animation locking, and we've got the frame timing. So then we've got the fact that there's no way to get better weapons that doesn't involve doing the combat. This is a minor complaint on top of everything else, but I do still think it's a complaint. Most things in this game you can progress in some way or another by doing something else. Not this. The only way to get better weapons is to do the combat, and go down the mine, and progress through the situation to get the better weapons, which are either down in the mine, or are the rare drops off of the enemies, or spend way too much money at the local place in order to buy a weapon that is half as good as the stuff you'll find just going through the mine. So your progression is completely locked into doing this crap, which means you're kind of forced to use a weapon that doesn't do great damage the whole time. Relevance? The weapon I've been doing right now is doing hardly any damage to literally the first enemy in the entire game, the basic slime. I don't have to explain this because you've been watching it, but in the off chance you missed it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikes to kill one extremely basic enemy. Now, there's a bit of variance. I believe this thing does 1 to 4 damage? Nope, 2 to 5. My bad. 2 to 5. Still, that's not good. And the final and biggest sin of combat, because all of the things I just mentioned are things that plenty of other games do. But the biggest sin to combat, by far, is that it is the only mechanic in this entire game that is basic. What you have seen now is combat in this game. Unlike farming, unlike developing, or unlike, not developing, sorry, producing, unlike, just the overwhelming majority of stuff in this game, combat never changes. It is the same core mechanic, top to bottom, front to back. There's no additional abilities, there's no new nuance, or layers, or skill, or abilities, or equipment, or anything. Swing, 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 swing. That's it. Now, we'll go and stop the Doom music at that point. Whoa there! Emperor Valerian disagrees with everything I just said. But he paid me, so I have to agree with him. So yes, Emperor Valerian, I agree with the eating dogs and puppies initiative. I think we should go forward with that. Obviously, I know plenty of puppy eaters myself. They're perfectly fine, normal human beings with no issues or creepy, weird things about them whatsoever. All right, hang on. Let's drop off a few things here really quick. Is it out, Giga Pudding? I don't think it was out yet. Damn it, Lunar. I mean, we still don't have enough copper. Oh, I guess it came out. All right. Cool. So speaking of someone who kind of hated the last Avatar movie, I'm not really the person to ask that question. Like, it's just not a good film. The first one, I mean, in my opinion. Let's go and do that. I just need all the copper blue. I need it. I need it. I want an entire room laced with copper. Also to make a furnace and then to upgrade my pail, my water can. Was there a story in the first one? Yes, a furnace requires 20. I have 37. I need 45. Any questions? Let's see. I mean, the first one kind of had a story. It was, you know what? I'll agree with that. Yes, the first one had a story. It was a terrible story, but it was there. Like, seriously, I actually refreshed myself a little bit on the first Avatar movie somewhat recently. It was actually worse than I remembered, which is really bad. Like, you'd think everyone in chat, even right now, is talking about the basic themes of the film. But do you remember how inconsistent it is? How characters would switch sides? Like, there's the good guy side and the bad guy side. And periodically, characters just do this throughout the whole film, right? Like, it's really weird. And there's no in-character motivation for anything. It's just, oh yeah, now you're on this side now. That's ignoring the fact that the film just kind of does huge, weird logical leaps out of absolutely nowhere. It's just bonkers. Anyways. What was I doing? Right, Valerian donated. I knew there was a specific reason I paused and was staring at this particular note. Well, don't spoil it, Giga. Obviously. There are probably still people who are watching this VOD a year from now who don't want it spoiled. Thank you, Valerian. I've been bowing so long it's nighttime. I do always appreciate Valerian. Thank you. I will put that towards Dragon Quest VII. Graphics are everything! Everything! So we did the Mechanicus test, we did the Morrowind test, we did the Doom test. I guess we only have 2 left at this point. They're both on the same platform. Or the same playlist, excuse me. Platform. Yeah, there's Corporate Guy and there's Jarhead Guy. And that's all I've ever called them, is because nobody gives a damn about the specifics. How many of you remember that the main character was fully in favor of Jarhead Guy? How many of you remember that even though Jarhead Guy is the villain of the film, he's actually not the villain of the film. It's actually Corporate Guy who's the villain of the film. How many of you remember that Scientist Lady was on Corporate Guy's side for most of the film? How many of you remember that main character guy was supposed to try and find out some kind of negotiated settlement possibility for working with these people to harvest the resources, and that was just kind of thrown out the window as soon as he started, going native. I know what you're saying, but that would be evil. That doesn't matter, because the point is badly written. The film literally just drops plot points and then ignores them or pretends they never existed, and it does that constantly. It is such a terrible film. God, sorry, I'm done. When is Pam's birthday? Let's go look up when Pam's birthday is really quick. Okay, we got a couple days. I'm not even going to get into the completely unnecessary plot point of the fact that it was actually his brother who was supposed to be part of the program. Which, there was no reason for that to even be a plot point to begin with. Like, there's just so many things that just felt like someone decided to write something for no reason, and then never did anything with it. Why is he there instead of his brother? Why did they not just go with the original guy who was going to do it? What possible change did that actually change the narrative? And so forth and so on. I'm not even going to get into the A New Hope ending where they all believe that because they defeated one small attack group that they've won the war and everything's perfect forever. Let's not even get into that nonsense. Aw, Mom sent me some cookies. Thanks, Mom. Oh. Robin here. If you have stone, you can come by and we can get a thing. And yet, Kay, despite you saying that, Kay, proves that you have put more thought into that narrative than they did, because they did nothing with that. He is not an everyman at all, and the choice isn't really thrust upon him. The biggest variance that he has with his brother is the fact that, from what we understand, he is much more in favor of the exploit the locals plan than his brother was. In fact, I'm going to remind you of a specific scene. He talks to military dude. I shouldn't call him that. That's an insult to military dudes. He talks to Moron. And Moron says, I need you to get me this crap. No matter what. And his response is, hell yeah, sir. Like, that's his immediate reaction is, I am 100% on board with this. Now, you could argue that they're trying to do something that bad fiction does, which I agree with, by the way. So, bad fiction has this tendency to do something. It's very common. It'll portray a character as very over here. Well, it's top to bottom, so nobody can misread this. So someone who's really up here, very extreme up here, like over-exaggeratedly up here, and then, oh, something happened, and now they're down here. Boop. Boop. It's a way to... It's a cheap way that writers try to make it so that, oh, they've had a change of heart and they've seen the error of their ways. By having them, rather than being somewhere around here, towards the middle, and then having a gradient thing down towards here, they've got to do this chick-conk lurch thing from top to bottom. And it's bonkers and stupid and bad writing. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm going to stop talking about Avatar now because it doesn't deserve my time and attention. Let's do another test here. Let's water the ground. Very important. I could shred the first Avatar film, Gigapudding. The game had pretty graphics. I say that negatively because I hate that film, but I should mention the graphics designers and graphics director of that film did a very good job. And I mean that. There is a lot of brilliant visual design going on. In fact, the visuals do a better job of telling the story than the goddamn script does. I mean that sincerely. Yeah, Professor Naysay was actually a surprisingly good example of a more gradient shift in perspective. For even though he was antagonistic, his core mentality wasn't. he was a bigot, but he was a bigot via ignorance, which is a real thing, I might add. Once he was told the truth, once he realized the truth, it was like, huh, I was wrong. He starts adjusting, starts changing his perspective, and shifted over to being more of a protagonist. And when My Little Pony has done a better character arc than you, maybe you need to think about that. In the interest of fairness, MLP actually does characters really well, but that's neither here nor there. I want to get done today. 17th. No. I know, Lord Hermon. MLP is admittedly a high bar of character. Some people look at that strangely, but it's true. MLP is a very well-written show. There's nothing else for it. I mean, it's true, Giga. Alright, so we've got Pam's. We're going to have Shane's birthday. I really want to make sure I get something nice for Shane. Because, well, poor Shane. So let's see what he likes. Other than booze. Let's see, he likes booze, pizza, a lot of stuff we can't make. So, what's our universal likes? Holy crap, Space Cadet! Competency in Starfleet? That unironically makes me smile. Yeah, the fact that they literally call their thing unobtainium really should have been a sign. I'm not even getting into the dialogue. The dialogue is awful. Like, just terrible. The dialogue is classic... Damn. First draft. First draft dialogue. We might end up having to give Shane a cauliflower, because I don't think we have access to anything else. I mean, the core was... The core was deliberately ridiculous. It gets several passes because the core is basically a comedy. Really. And it knew it, and it walked into it like that. Avatar is trying way too hard to be a big, serious drama piece. And the rules are different when you're trying for a big, serious drama piece. What am I doing? Cauliflower, it's right there, Laura. Do you have any better cauliflower, though? No, I don't. Okay, so we'll hold on to the cauliflower. Pam gets the parsnip. Where's the parsnip? Where's my parsnip? Oh, God, where'd the parsnip go? Please tell me I didn't sell the parsnip on accident. Oh, crap. Where's the parsnip? I don't even have a vegetables bank chest yet. Okay. That's bad. I need a new gift for Pam rather suddenly, because I don't have a parsnip. What do I do with my parsnip? What? These aren't going to grow in time. Okay, hang on. That's a good point. Where's my 3 gold parsnips that I was saving specifically for the thing? Am I blind? Where are my parsnips? There they are. There they are. Oh my god. Okay, I need to reorganize this. Okay, hold on. This... They shouldn't actually be in this thing at all. Jesus Christ. Okay, hang on. Let's get some lumber. Let's make some chests. I'm having a heart attack over here. Actually, no, let's make this playful. There we go. I was already not going to see the film because the first film was terrible. But I feel like that was the correct decision all of a sudden. It's weird. Moonfall. Do you think Moonfall is going to get a 2? For those of you, this is a very, very minor spoiler. Moonfall ends on a to be continued kind of a note. So they kind of set up for a sequel. I am curious if they will get one. Because Moonfall was... God. Yeah. Moonfall is extraordinarily dumb. Now, how much of that is good dumb or bad dumb? That's a little bit more of a judgment call, but it's pretty damn dumb. Like, the day at the end of tomorrow, that's Moonfall. Not really joking. Or the day after tomorrow, whatever that stupid movie's named. Okay, so that's for Pam. That's for Shane. That's for cookies. I thought you did it on purpose, Kay. Okay. Stardew Valley is better than Animal Crossing in every way. Any other questions? Oh, right, I need to go grab my scythe. I knew there was something else I was doing with that. Let's get a rice. Rice. Excellent, Giga Pudding. Stab! Now that she's been weakened. Let me think about this. Let's put that back in there. No. There we go. Only if that was like half the film, Sean. Just he's just holding a machine gun. Or not a machine gun, sorry. A Vulcan by himself. And then it cuts back to the real film. And they're like, we've got to save the trees. Yes, we've got to save the trees. The trees must be saved. I agree, tree saved must we. Save tree, go, save with, go tree, way, save. And they have their big serious scene, and they have their big romance scene, like, I love you so much. I love you too, even though 5 seconds ago I hated you. That's because we're both badly written. I know. Kiss, 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 kiss. And as they're kissing, in the back, like, the foreground is them kissing, and in the background you just see Arnold Schwarzenegger casually walking by with a minigun. On full auto, just holding down the button. going through, just walking through. And the whole film's like that. Just periodically, he's just there, minigunning everything in the background. I should make films. Anyways, what am I doing? Right. Right, that's what we're doing. So this is, yep, this is our line, I think. Hang on. Oh, this isn't. Ah, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my god, it needs to be 1 over. I'm gonna have to move everything. I'm gonna have to move this entire farm around. Probably in summer. Now let's just get started with some of this here. Gotta be very careful about this. I don't want to actually lose my crops. At least you reclaim the stone pebbles, or the tiles, when you move them. Unlike the fence, which just goes away. Oh, you get the gate, though. That's nice. You get to the very, very end. And the tree is there, and they're all happy and hugging it, and they're all like, oh, we did it. We beat the military. And then someone's just like, do you hear that? And then it just cuts over to, like the camera zooms over, and you just see Arnold Schwarzenegger staring at the tree, holding on the trigger. Ugh. And it cuts to the tree, and the tree is just absolutely withering underneath the bullets. And then you just hear this. Cuts to the people. Cuts to Arnold. You're welcome. Cut to credits. Okay. Oh yeah, and yeah, there's just this giant pile of spent shell casings. Just a mountain of it. Like you ever seen Hot Shots? Or I think it was Hot Shots Part 2, where he's literally buried in the shell casings, so it's like up to his waist. Hey, we can make a bee house. And the farmer's lunch. No rain. Refreshing rain, a farmer's best friend. Yeah. Ironically, I think Stellaris music fits pretty well. Let's try the other. Last test here. Last test. Damn right I am. What do you think me and Robin have been doing? I'm gonna get a discount later on getting my first buildings going, because, you know. No, we're just doing the rounds of the music tests for the fun of it, Gigapudding. It's not like Undertale where license labels are evil. It's just, you know, we're doing the music tests. Considering the soundtrack I am currently playing is literally the same genre as this game, I'll be curious to see if it fits. Flying City. No question, Larian. Animal Crossing has music? What? Giga Pudding, why do you lie to me? You know what I do to people who lie to me? That's right, I give them jobs. It's punishment. The only farm game I really have my eye on right now is the mech farm game. I hope it's actually good and not just, you know, a gimmick. But Pax and I are both going to try it out. That's a good question. I don't know much about your proficiencies or what you want to do, Giga Pudding, so I don't have any data in my head about what job I would give you. Let me think about that. Obviously, fashion designer is completely out. Chief Assassin. She is pretty good at killing me. Can I just say, by the way, this game is absolutely gorgeous graphically. This bus is ugly. You're ugly! Oh, you want a meme answer? Oh, I'm sorry. I was actually putting thought into it. Silly me, I suppose. You know what? Let's get more parsnips. Screw it. Oh, cutscene. Who's ready for evil? Hang on. Wait. Where's the song? Where's the song? Welcome to Pierre's. How can I help you? Ahem. Come and get it, folks. Coupons for 50% off your purchase at Joja Mart. Well, any takers? Can't match those prices. I'd be selling at a loss. It must be so difficult for you to lose your loyal customers like that. But can you blame them? Joja Corporation is clearly the superior choice. Soon, the whole town will realize that. And then it disappears in a cloud of bats. I'm just gonna go hog wild on parsnips. I'm just gonna go absolutely hog wild on it. I mean, I told you guys earlier, if you were paying any kind of attention, selling at a loss and taking a loss initially to establish yourself and ingrain yourself in the community is literally Walmart's playbook and has been for decades. Hey, Pam. House ain't pretty, but at least it's by the river. Penny's my baby girl. Be nice to her or leave her alone. Don't worry, I have no intention to have sex with your daughter. But I do have intention to give you a parsnip. My birthday today? I guess it is. Thanks, this is nice. You're welcome. Absolutely. Like, Walmart is weirdly smart about how evil they are. Maybe evil's the wrong word. Insidious? Wrong? Morally bankrupt? I mean, they're all good. Aggressively exploitative. That is rather descriptive. Yeah, you ever wonder why they have those old people greeters? Hell, Walmarts tend to cater to low-income housing areas, specifically because they have policies in play to help encourage people to... You know what, let's just leave it. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop. We could go down that well for a while. We already talked about homeless people earlier. So did you decide to go with the Flying City, Larian? Thank you, Giga Buddy. Does it need to be in document format, Linarith? Because if it doesn't, you could just point to the credits. Like, I credit you in the credits of both FF9 and Undertale. And LTTP. Like, if you want me to go get a timestamp to the credits, I can absolutely do that. If you want a text credit, no such file exists. So, I can't actually do that. I mean, I could just write one up, but at that point, you'd just be writing it up. Congratulations, Sierra Mike, I think. Okay, so the reason you can't find it is because those links don't exist anymore. I deleted them, Linero. Those are not intended to be public documents. So if you want is a version of that, I could make a text version of those and maybe link that to you. I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually know what you really want out of this, so I'm just trying to meet you halfway here. Since if the credits doesn't do, I suppose I can spend some time getting that set up. I need energy. And I have cookies. Eat the cookie. Oh yeah. Delicious cookie. Well, I don't know what a CV is. We will later probably actually plant some cookie plants. Well, like I said, give me some time. I'll try to give you a raw text dump of the thing in question. Of the credits, excuse me. I assume you want all 3 games? Good lord. I think we're running into the limits of our energy capacity here. I've probably bought too many parsnips, if I'm being completely honest, but honestly, whatever. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be our entire energy bar, is just keeping this field watered. My god. let's do this. Let's do this. Let's check the calendar, because I think we got another day. We got 2 days. Well, no, we got 1 day. Resumes are one of those interesting things. You understand why people want them, but they are astonishingly bad at doing their job. A resume, I mean this with a professional opinion, a resume is one of the worst possible ways to judge someone's capacity for doing a job. It's hysterically bad. Okay, let's see here. I think they actually are called Stardews. In this case, they'll be called Power, but anyways. I would agree with that, Gigapudding. Having done actual research on interviewing. Because, you know, someday I do plan to hire, I should say I hope to hire a whole lot of people for a whole lot of jobs. Okay, let's see. So here's LTTP. I mean, I gotta make games and shows and all that stuff somehow, Gigapudding. I can't do it all by myself. Well, okay, I can, but I don't have time to do it all by myself. And I'd rather not do it by myself, if I'm being honest. Okay, so there's Undertale. Who did you play in Undertale? Do you remember, Linerith? Let's pull up chapter 2 then. That'll probably do. I'm not even sure where the FF9 documents are at this point. Those are really old now. Let's see. Maybe chapter 6 for FF9? Checking the lines here. There you are. Huina. So I'm going to provide these very basically because I don't know what format you need these in. Is that cool? I mean, if it's not cool, that sucks, but whatever. Making sure this is formatted correctly. That's fair enough, Lunar. I don't even think about that. Links timestamped. What do you mean by that? Right. Okay, so I can't do that now. That's going to take a lot longer than I thought, so that'll have to wait. More sunny days. It is, Lord Harriman. Cheese cauliflower. Yay! I need a fresh cauliflower. Could you bring me one? Yeah, sure, Jody. Eventually I might have... Actually, I have a cauliflower right now, but it's not for you, it's for Shane. Do you have any other cauliflower right now? These are the wrong colors. These should be swapped. There we go. What the heck is a soft-boiled egg? He asks in total ignorance. Like I probably do. I know it wasn't me, Lunera, because that's a time thing. 4! I'm up to 4! Wait, hang on, is that enough? Hey! We have enough. Infinite power, as they say. We also have 8 now. 9. We have 9 cold parsnips. Woo-hoo! Boiled egg with a... Yeah, that sounds terrible. But I don't think I've ever had soft boiled eggs, so I'm not sure. Obviously, as based on my ignorance. Yeah, that bug still exists, Gigapudding. So the way it works is every time the game calls a certain text string, what it does is it spawns that item. So what you can do is you can name yourself or your farm, or both, after certain text strings. Now, what that means is every time someone in regular dialogue says those names, that happens. It's not really super repeatable, but some NPCs will occasionally say, "Hey, Bob," or "How are things going on the Bobarina farm?" And when they say that, that actually triggers the string, and that makes the item spawn. It's surprisingly less cheaty than it sounds, because what they say is a little bit contextual, a little bit random, and of course it takes some serious setup. But it is the only glitch that I'm aware of, exploit if you will, that still exists. You know, it's ironic, because I thought the exact opposite, Lord Harriman. That it would be almost a non-change. Or I guess I should say that it could be a non-change. Neverwinter Nights 1 is very fun to play multiplayer, yes. Me and my friends currently have an ongoing campaign, which we play roughly once a year. That's a slight exaggeration. Dwarves and magic. Okay, so if we're assuming that it is a sea change, I can't answer your question, because it's too big of a change to actually answer. There's too many variables there. At that point, you're just handing me a blank sheet of paper and saying, go. So, I'm going to default on all your questions, because I have no idea. Hi, Magister. Hey, gotta water the cat. So, I suppose the main reason I could see it as not being a sea change is more related to the now, as opposed to handling of the then. Let me explain this a little bit better. In my mind, it makes too much sense that whatever was, the dwarves, especially the Orzammar dwarves specifically, have become so insular, so tight-knit in their society, their politics, their economy, their culture, to the point where whatever was doesn't really matter to them, and they would be so sufficiently rigid in that magic would just be another thing that the cartels, the politics, and the otherwise drowy aspect of dwarf society would just smoothly fold into itself, right? So there'd be mages, but they'd just be dwarven mages, just like there's dwarven warriors, just like there's dwarven scouts, just like there's dwarven assassins and dwarven thieves and all kinds of other things. They would just be another piece on the same board of politics that Orzammar's playing. Now, The place where I agree with you is that, well, I don't think it would affect the now at all. It might affect the then, back when there really was a Dwarven Empire. Back when they really were an expansive force, and the Underdark, whatever the hell it's called, wasn't completely overrun with Darkspawn, right? That I can't even begin to predict. That's too much, like I said. But yeah, exactly. There would be a mage Dwarven cast, and that would probably kind of be it. Dwarves would argue over the church and Andraste the same way they argue over everything else. It would become just another political piece on the same board. Well, I got a lot of parsnips, so let's sell some of these, shall we? Start holding on to some golds. I have never heard of it. You were quite correct, Mr. Red. And I suddenly feel like I'm glad for that. The Dwarven Empire was always kind of on a decline, but I don't think it would have collapsed if the Darkspawn didn't exist. I think it would have just gone through the same cycle that most empires go through. Yeah, they could just float their way back, Gigaputty. That's enough. I did, Yura, and you're correct. They actually held a contest for many of the Mega Mans, but I didn't find out about them until 5, I want to say? I definitely knew about it by 6, but I think I was aware of it by 5. Yeah, no, I'm good, Mr. Red. We're good. We're gonna pretend I never heard that. And it's gone. Okay. Whew, that was rough. But it's okay, because it's gone now. It can't hurt me ever again. Which one's Absolution, Lord Harima? I'm not good with names. Good idea, Mr. Red. And vetoed. Alright, cool. Good talk, good talk. I guess I could count while I'm sitting here. Oh, the new series that just came out. Yeah, I'm probably not even ever going to watch that. But either way, the answer to your question is, of course, no. Oh, because the fertilizer's there. Well, whatever. Wow. I think we're going to go forego fencing. Just for this time. Just for once. Wait, there's another type of hairspray? What's a nitpick to me? That's actually a really good question. I've been accused of being a nitpicker for years. For the record, I disagree with that assessment. So the problem is the definition of a nitpicker is when you are pointing out something that a work does wrong that doesn't matter. Now, the problem with that definition is the mere fact that you add the phrase doesn't matter, which is going to depend on the individual. So if, for example, I point out something that diminishes my enjoyment of a particular work, and the thing that I'm pointing out doesn't matter to someone else, then they could point to me and say, you're being a nitpicker, because it doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares if the shields work this week or not? Is this episode still good? And I'm like, well, yeah. But that doesn't change the fact that they keep changing how the shields work. And they're like, so? Generally speaking, the type of stuff that I tend to focus on being nitpicking is usually pretty easy to spot. Just now I'm trying to think of a very specific example. Let's say that... Okay, I've got an actual example. Let's say someone spills a bit of water on someone else. It's like, oh no, and they've got a splash of it on their arm, right? But when it changes to the long shot, the splash on the arm is a few inches to the right. This is actually something that happened in a specific episode of TNG. So they're like, a nitpicker would be the person who would say, oh my god, the splash of water has moved on her arm. There you go, that's nitpicking. Who cares? Visual continuity is nice, but honestly, who cares? Well, that's why I used a specific example, Wenlock. Something changing from one scene to the next can be problematic. I forget what the term is. I always forget what the term is. There's a real-life Hollywood job, which is basically continuity people. And it's their job to make sure that things are contiguous across scenes. So, I will say the term nitpick, in my opinion, is a negative term, but in my defense, that's because pretty much everyone uses it negatively. As Takoida mentioned earlier, it's almost always being said with a degree of ire, and usually as an insult. Yeah, exactly, Kara White Noise. If there's a scene where, you know, there's a slight goof, shrug. If there's a scene where there's a goof that's weird or out of character or causes things to be seen wrong, like someone suddenly breaking an arm, or someone's arm suddenly being fixed, or someone being shot point blank with a phaser and being fine from it, while seconds later someone's shot point blank by the same phaser and dies from it. This is another real example, by the way. That's egregious. That's problematic. Yeah, the coffee cup in Game of Thrones. We're never gonna get rain. This spring is just no rain spring. That's just what it is. We're going to keep draining the Colorado. Don't do it, Yura. Don't give in to the temptation. Someone asked earlier if there's a tech tree in this game, and I only realized a few minutes ago there actually is. It's just not presented as a typical tech tree. This is the tech tree right here. Now, you could argue this, but the fact is, as these develop, not only do they unlock, you know, more efficiency, but substantially more importantly, they unlock recipes. And thus, the game is designed to gate itself around certain set points. Probably the most obvious example being the Scarecrow down there, but there's a lot of examples of things that you only unlock after X has happened. That's your progression. And progression is hugely important in a game like this. And that is mostly in the player's hands, too. You have to actively go out and raise those skills, and/or you have to actively go out and search out those items. Sorry, I'm thinking about surviving Mars for some reason. And, as much as it's fun to just sit here and play casually, I've been thinking about review things. We're still in early game. Arguably, we haven't even left the tutorial yet. And by the tutorial, I mean the intro. For reasons I will... There's several reasons, but there's a big reason I'll mention later when we get there. Okay, everything's watered. I've got the cauliflower. I think Shane's birthday is today. Let's go check on that really quick. I already mentioned that. Yep, today's Shane's birthday. Which sucks, because he's actually kind of hard to catch. This early, he might... Get some clay. Very important. Yeah, the isometric choice for the visuals makes sense, but I'm not sure if I would have done the same thing. A favorite type of stream? That's a good question. A stream where I'm playing Final Fantasy VI, Mega Man, and WoW, and, I don't know, insert management or strategy game here. All at the same time. I wonder what it's like to live in the city. It's not great. You ever heard of everybody knows your name? Living in the city is more like not knowing who your immediate next-door neighbor is. Hang on, I'll give you a real answer in a minute, Valerian, I swear. I'm just trying to bully my brain. Admittedly, I shouldn't have played the Mario music earlier. It was a little bit too soothing. Falling asleep, oh god. By the way, you want to talk about an airhead? Sam's an airhead. Not an idiot. He's just... Or not idiot. He's not an asshole. He's just an idiot. Hey, we gotta get them VTubers in there. Shane! There you are. Hey, Shane. Why are you bothering me? Because I got a gift for you. You're welcome. I mean, whether you care about knowing your neighbors or not is kind of up to you. I'm not here to place judgment. I'm just saying, speaking as someone who's lived in the city most of his life, you generally don't even know your neighbors' faces, never mind their names or their personalities or anything about them whatsoever. They are not a part of your life. Actually, yeah. Favorite types of streams. When I get to play a new game, when I get to introduce a game I like to the audience, a chill stream. Of those three, which do I find more personally fulfilling? Of those three, I would probably say the game I know very well, which I know isn't quite what you said, but a game that I know inside and out that I can talk about with confidence and comfort, that I can just discuss off the top of my head, is the kind of game that I tend to prefer to stream. Or, if I was to phrase this in different terminology, I like streaming games that I like and know very well. This is ironic because I've been told by several people, viewers, that they prefer those streams too. Like, that's not an uncommon comment. I would also say a game that I've never played before, but that I really end up digging, would also... Which I guess is just me saying a game I really like again. But I stand by it. Both of those are really cool streams to do. Well, you really need copper, and I haven't gotten any lately, so I should probably do that. Is it just the neighbors coming by? Hide, like, do you greet them with, like, a sword or something? Because they're there to attack you or hurt you? Like, is that what's going on? Why are you at my door? What did I do? Don't kill me, please. I've got nothing fancy or valuable. Wait, Maru! Maru, come back! Maru! Okay, cool. I'm having sex with your mom, bye! Alright, so. Let's see here. Hi, I'm having sex with your wife. Sorry, I was pondering some data and didn't notice you there. Yep. That's why I'll be going and saying hello to your wife. Hello, beautiful. Our house... Yes, your house is in a very beautiful area. Sex. Alright, I kind of wish I could pause the game, ironically. So I could really gather my thoughts for a second. Hi, Zektaft. So we've got the combat to discuss. Old world design is going to be something that we need to mention. I was just about to ask what that meant, Sierra Mike, but I probably don't want to know. Oh, I should... You know what? I should go do that. Well, hang on. Let's try and get at least a little more copper. I really need some copper. And soon. I want to have my copper pail before spring ends. I don't think I'm going to make that. Yes, I'm into not the reviewer. Jesus Christ, come on. Okay, fine. Fine, we're gonna give up on this. The review runner. I mean, that's been my job for a few years at this point. Think about it. So he sells a terrible sword and some terrible gear, none of which we're going to buy. There's that, which we're probably not even going to do. He is terrible. And that's kind of it. There's not much to the... So let's talk about this. We got some time. There's not much to the combat side, even though it's such a major part of the game. So we've got the animation lock. Let's actually process this. We've got animation locking. We've got frame timing. We've got reach. We've got lack of kit, which we talked about this during, I think it was DMC 2. Absence of kit can and should be a negative in several cases. I think that's the final thing, yeah. So then we've got boringness of combat, and finally the fact that so much of progression is tied into combat. So that's 6 separate things, which honestly probably deserve 6 separate negatives for the combat, because it really is pretty freaking terrible. So that's good to stand on our little safe spot here. There we go. Yeah, it is within the realm of possibility, if you know what you're doing, to avoid combat, to avoid the mine. Let's say what that is. But you will run into a wall pretty early, and subverting and getting around that wall will not only be irritating, but it will actually get harder to do later on. Okay. Me too, Giga Pudding. I think that's the most surmised opinion I could give on the combat right there. I think I'm comfortable with that. That puts our gameplay negatives up a little bit. If I can find them. Here they are. Now, right now... Actually... Hey, Saber for wife. This is what we're looking at right now. That's a good question, Zach Taft. Who knows? So other things I really want to dig into. Let me think about this for a second. Because we really need to think about... I say farming, but farming is such an expansive thing in this that there's several layers to consider. So we need to think about and really analyze farming. We really need to think about the husbandry. Fishing. NPC interactions and the rep bar. Exploration. I guess progression? Just put that under a question mark for right now. We'll debate that as we go. Radish salad. There's nothing like a fresh peppery radish. It reminds me of late spring. My mother would slice up fresh radishes and serve them on grainy bread with a little salt and pepper. That sounds terrible, actually, and I like radishes. Not that much. Strawberries. Strawberries. Ooh, we got a gold, too. Nice. I'm actually going to hold on to the strawberries for right now. Just in case. All that stuff in there. There's that stuff in there. Ironically, the main thing I'm debating in my head of how to judge is the equivalent of the action economy. It's not actually an action economy. But as I mentioned before, just about everything you do takes up two resources. Time and energy. And managing those two resources is basically the core function of the entire game. I will say I think that the initial curve and the push into efficiency is really well designed. You can keep up with a relatively small farm in terms of both energy and time rather easily. Like, especially when you're first starting off, even before where we are at right now, you will have finished watering your crops and will be good to go with whatever you want to pretty early with a nice full energy bar. By the time you've expanded as far as we have, well, then you're going to have to want to actually figure out some other solution or spend more of your day and energy working on it. You notice we are below the halfway point doing nothing but watering our crops. There are solutions for this, of course, but you get my overall point. And we're honestly probably not going to dig into the solution super quickly. But what I really, really want is more copper. But I think we're going to buy some. I think we're going to straight up just buy some copper. I mean, that doesn't tell me anything about combat capacity, really, Zach. So, good night, Mr. Red. I need 7 copper. And what 3 plants did I forget to water, exactly? It wasn't those. And it wasn't those. I think Dream Whisper's lying to me. Why would you do this, Dream Whisperer? Why do you hate me so? It's because France won, isn't it? That's what this is all about. Well, in real life, I can't answer that question, Zactav. But in fiction, I would expect them to mean they're low-level grunts who can barely do their job and will be immediately shown up by the people who actually know what they're doing. Ah, poor Penny. Can't even think about what to say, and then apologizes for being embarrassed about not knowing what to say. No one ever runs against me when it's time for an election. Right. Are you the Mafia, Lewis? Just tell me. It's okay. I'll only kill you. Wrong place. I need to go up here. So we're going to gamble a little first. Let's gamble. That's not a terrible return. Interesting. Sure. I do need copper, so... Oops. Too many. That's okay. Yep, gotta pay money to open lockbox. 9 cauliflower seeds. How long did cauliflower take to grow? Longer than I have, so those are going in the bank. Yeah, cauliflower takes a while. 12 days. And we don't have 12 days. Really cannot wait for getting the mine cart operational. It's one of our first real fast travel options, and it's one of the better ones, ironically. Later on, you get better, but more expensive fast travel. Like a lot more expensive. So, we will put you in the seed bank. One furnace, please. I can only afford one. Okay. What? Oh my god. Enough. I don't care. It's everything just being like, hey. I don't care. I don't care. Go away. Copper, of course, takes very little time to smelt. Later stuff takes a lot longer to smelt. As tends to be normal for games like this. Oh my god, Ross. I will straight up stab you, sir. I just realized that means I can't fulfill Jody's request until next year. Could you get me a cauliflower fast? Sure. No problem. I don't think this is going to finish in time. We need to hurry. I mean, hey, it's going to be a fresh cauliflower next year. I'm not going to make it. I won't even reach there in time. Whatever. I'll be able to do it tomorrow. Well, while that's smelting, let's see who our next person is, shall we? I think we have another birthday before we can move on. Oh, we got two more. Pierre and Emily. Well, we're not giving Pierre a gift because Pierre sucks. I'm joking. We'll give Pierre a gift. What do you like, Pierre? Fried calamari. Okay, so he likes daffodils. Emily likes amethyst. I think we actually have an amethyst right now. Her likes amuse me. Amethyst, aquamarine, emerald, jade, ruby, topaz, wool, and cloth. The game begins in spring. Okay. Do we have right now? We do. Okay, so that'll be for her. And we'll get a daffodil for what's-his-face. Perfect. And tomorrow we'll upgrade our... No, we won't, because we need to wait until... Okay. 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 We'll figure that out. We need a rainy day. We need a rainy day to get our pail upgraded. Considering Dragon Quest Builders 2 had bad combat, yes, I think it had better combat than this game. Now, it's probably worth noting Dragon Quest Builders 1 had terrible combat. Might actually be worse than this thing, or this thing, excuse me. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Don't mind me. Man, I'm just having boring dinner, Bragwin. I'm just having reheated stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to ding the game for the save system. So I shall. I think I'm not going to stress about really digging into the farming or husbandry or fishing or exploration or progression today. Because a lot of that matters in mid and late game, not just early game. Because I honestly feel like the way this game is so tightly crafted deserves multiple positives for multiple individual categories, like the energy economy, or time management, or the fire and forget systems which the game has. Not just things like sprinklers, or the jujus, or some of your married people who can help you with things, but also the pickling or the wine crafting aspect of the game, which allows you to be like, all right, here's my crops, dump, 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 and then that's just effectively going off and making you money now that that's dealt with and you're moving on with it. And thus you can kind of start to stagger some of your crop cycles later on. And there's a lot of efficiency between how long something takes to grow versus how long something takes to pickle or to turn into alcohol, which also becomes part of the dynamic, right? And then there's just the whole economic layer of the game, which is huge, as I've already mentioned, and I haven't even touched on an additional entire layer to yet. Then there's the fact that there's very careful thought put into each specific plant type. How long they take to grow, whether or not they regrow, how much they cost, how much they sell for, and their gradient, which is how much their star rating affects their multiplier. Just, there's a lot of depth and layers there, and I feel like that's something that's going to take more time than one day to really dig into. I don't believe so, Yura. No. Then again, I'm not sure if you can actually drink alcohol in this game. I've never tried. I usually go the jam or jelly route rather than the alcohol route. Then there's the fact that it's very hard to go completely dry on resources. In fact, I'm not even sure it's actually possible. I think you'd have to really go out of your way to completely self-sabotage yourself in order to run dry on resources. This is at Warcraft 2. to carry the parallel a little bit further. You would have to spend money on things, which you would then either throw away literally, or grow and then throw away. And even then, parts of the terrain are constantly regrowing or rebuilding in order to provide additional resources for foraging, or for lumber, or for whatever. There's always some kind of source of resources which you always have a way to deal with, because your stamina, even if you stay up till midnight, or excuse me, 2 a.m. every single day, your stamina will recover, and in the process, you will have a resource to spend. The game is designed to keep the wheel spinning. Ah! Still no rain. Get your hands on a fishing pole and do fishing. Okay. No, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this might take us a while. We got a couple of parsnips. It probably helps, Larian, that I'm pretty sure you can literally make a wine cellar in this game. Although I guess you could put the jelly stuff down in the cellar too, can't you? I've already answered you, Zactef. My answer doesn't change. I'm sorry, dude. You have given me no additional context. So, we have effectively 5 growing days left in the month. And this is when we got to think about if we want to plant anything, if we do, what we want to plant. So we'll toss those in there. Let's get this in here. That's for that, and that's for that. Yep, okay. Let's sell all that. Hopefully we'll get some money today. Can we grow anything in a day? I've never finished Stargate, but that's because I got up to about Season 6, I want to say, and then just put it down for various unrelated reasons. But I have seen quite a bit of Stargate, and it is a damn good show. And not just because of the fact that it has several Star Trek and Farscape actors in it. We also got the flower dance coming up, which we'll talk about in a minute. Okay. Here we go. I don't think we can actually... Well, no, we can do potatoes. The only thing we could do is potatoes. Everything else would just be wasted. We don't want to go hog wild on potatoes because we are running into the energy limit a little bit. We'll do probably 50 or so potatoes. Parsnips are 4 days too. That's actually a good point. Potatoes are 6 days. Oh wow, we're actually pretty liked with Pam. Look at our likes. Pam, Shane, Haley, Vincent, Robin. Jesus. Okay. So the gold per day on parsnips is 3.75, but the gold per day on potatoes is 5. We could also play it safe and just focus on parsnips. That's not a terrible idea. I never saw The Wire, but I heard a lot of buzz about it. Like, a lot of buzz. Like, too much buzz. It's probably a good show, it's just, good lord. As I say, I'm not sure I've ever really played any of them, other than RE3R, obviously, Zacto. So we'll buy a couple of parsnips. I was vaguely hoping my sister would show up today. She may or may not, it's kind of up to her, be joining us for some of these streams over the coming week. Since she is rather fond of Stardew Valley, and, well, duh, I suppose. Okay, that's over there. So we've got... Oh, I need to go do that before he closes again. Good lord, I almost screwed this up. Oh no, I can't because I need the frickin' watering can. I can only lose one day right now. Really need it to rain. Oh, let's water the cat. No. Oh my god, I am getting bombarded with emails today. What? Hey, that's cool. Piss off. Jesus. You know what? This is ridiculous. Okay. Kind of wish we could set up... Watch, someone's going to answer me. Can we set up a calendar here without having to go check the town? Is that a thing, and I just have never known about that? Because that would be funny to me. Yes, I absolutely do, Yura. If I start shilling for Raid Shadow Legends, you will know I have sold out. I will probably lose viewers on the spot, as I should, to be completely blunt. Like, if you ever hear me shilling for Raid Shadow Legends, something has gone very wrong in my life. I don't know what, but it's something. It might be something you could buy, Chester Copperpot, I don't know. See, part of the problem is most of the times when I replay this game, I'm playing with mods. Usually a lot of mods. No. You'll know I've been replaced by a changeling, not if I shill for something, because that's something I could just be paid to do. You'll know I've been replaced by a changeling if I'm being paid to shill for something, and then I insist that I actually like it. That's much more likely to be a problem. Like, for example, Raid Shadow Legends. If I start shilling for Raid Shadow Legends, and then insist I actually like the game, then I am a goddamn liar. And should be treated as such. Now, you're probably thinking, well then why not just tell us the truth? So a lot of those sponsorship deals actually have another caveat built in that boils down to, you can't tell the truth. Now, that's not how they phrase it, of course, but that's what they mean. If I was to take, let me use a real example. If I was to take a real Raid Shadow Legends deal, part of the thing would be that I couldn't bash Raid Shadow Legends. I couldn't say that I actually hate the game, and I couldn't say that I don't want people to play the game. Even though all those things are true. I would have to lie by insisting that I really do like the game, and if I ever told the truth, I could be found in violation of contract. And they don't have to pay me a penny if that happens, which would be worst of all worlds. So, yeah. If you ever wonder why you see some streamers and YouTubers say, oh no, I totally use this thing, and then never really answer questions about it, that's why. It's a triple... I can't even say Raid Shadow Legends is a video game, because it isn't. Like, on the one hand, I get why sponsors don't want you talking crap about their games or their products, but on the other hand, you see the immediate problem there? Shill for our thing. It sucks, but you can't say it sucks. But it sucks. Yeah. But you can't say that. Okay. Can I talk about it in a humorous fashion? Only in these exact preferred ways. We've written some jokes for you. Okay, cool. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, I'm sure some of you have probably seen some of the actual documents where they insist you emphasize this feature, you have to talk about this at least X amount of times. Like, it's very rare that sponsorship deals go public because most corporations don't want people to see what goes into those sponsorship deals. But every now and again, someone risks letting that go public, and it's exactly as bad as it sounds. The bright block. I don't know what that means, Nemesis, but I still say thank you. Thank you for the sub, Nemesis. Sorry I'm a little low energy right now. This game is unironically putting me in a very relaxed mind state, which is kind of a good thing. And kind of isn't. Aha! The BRPG blog. You got it. Done. Thank you, Nemesis. Yeah, I figured you meant something, and usually I can suss out what you mean. I'm just like... 8 block? Ooh, careful there, Laura. I mean, if you want me to be pissed off, we'll go back to talking about homeless people. I'm gonna tell you. I'm ready. I'm ready for a fight. Never do that. That's not a fighting stance. Yeah, I'm ready. This is like the most vulnerable I could possibly be. I have no ability to defend myself from this. This is terrible. I'm ready. Alright, so, I have to admit, I think we can all agree, surviving Mars does actually fit this game quite well. Concurrent? Or, do you agree? Do you agree? Makes sense. Same genre. Same buildy. Aw. See you around, Nemesis. Have a good one. Sorry, I'm thinking about something. I know what I'm gonna do. I knew it, Chester Copperbot. You secretly hate good music. I've always suspected, ever since the first time I heard you play the Beatles. We actually have done the Doom test, yes. Okay. Okay. Lol, Sierra Mike. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. It's hard to bully my brain into think process when I'm already in chill process, you know? Give me a second. You know what I should do? Hang on, hang on. I should play music that's guaranteed to get your brain going. Also known as Mega Man music. That's the wrong song, actually. I wanted this one. There we go. Really, Sierra Mike? That's hysterical. Oh, God! Well, we got the preserves jar. That's cool. I was not paying attention. Last night, a JoJo team member found you incapacitated. A medical team was dispatched to bring you home safely. Since you have no money, we were obligated by law to provide this service free of charge. Whoops! Anyways, tomorrow's the flower dance. We do not have the ability to do anything with that. Interesting. And what's funny is that technically happens before all the money I just made, so... How many of you saw that I was passing out? Because I didn't. I was tabbed over there looking at a different screen. Bonus questions. How many of you let it happen anyways because you're pure evil? It's okay. Own up to it. Fraglin, get ready on the sniper rifle. should get one more strawberry pole before the end of the season, and we might get another bean pole, too. Ethically challenged. What is this, the mortally challenged? Sorry, that's a Doom joke. Or I guess reference. Alright, gotta go water the cat. So this is the 23rd, which means we have a day to do, honestly, whatever we want. Yeah, me too is here, am I? Let's try to make a little progress in the mines. Let's see if we can get at least 5 more floors down. We haven't made a lot of progress in the mines, and honestly, it's been kind of hampering us. We've just been using up so much energy. Just from, farming. We've gone... I've never actually gone this hard into farming this early before. It's been great for a pocketbook, so that worked out. Now, I should be playing this song in about 30 seconds instead of right now. Points if you get it. Okay. Who likes terrible combat? Oh yeah. We found fertilizer in the caves. Considering what fertilizer is, that makes me question. I mean, we know there's bats down here, so... Oh, wow, Larian. I'm sorry. It's just... Most people I know who don't even like, you know, video game music tend to like Mega Man music. Right up there with Sonic music as far as, you know, universally beloved. I don't think I've ever heard of someone who doesn't like Mega Man music before. Oh, hang on. I'll change it. I got a cave playlist. I got some boots. Increases my defense and my immunity. It's very useful. Wink. Okay, I'm not a very good liar. But it's literally better than nothing. It is weird, Magister. Now, this is when Larian's gonna pop up. I never liked Final Fantasy music either. I'm gonna be like, okay. What do you like, Larian? And then Larian will say, smooth jazz. And then I'll shoot myself. Oh god, I hate these things. Hey, there's nothing wrong with liking, like, 2, 3 Nickelback songs. We're cool, we're cool. So that's a boon. That much coal this early? Oof. Take that. But just FF7, not the other FFs, like the ones we're playing right now. Hang on, hang on. There you go. So demanding, God. We're also... What floor are we on? Let's not. Let's not. Let's play it safe. We've already passed out once on accident. Damn it, Kick and Pudding. Don't give him ideas. Don't give him ideas. Well, see, now we're in town. Hang on, so we gotta switch playlists. Where's my FF7 town music? This is an appropriate song. Trilobite. I changed the music just for you, and you're like, mute. Screw that lore runner anyways. Spit, spit, spit. Why do I even try? Maybe I should just put the pig mask on and just get it over with, you know? Appeal to all audiences simultaneously. I'm not going to make it in time. Holy crap. I can afford one of these now. And that. I'm actually not sure where the tiara is right now. I might have returned it to its proper owner. Not sure. But yeah, I just find it funny. I specifically not only put in FF music, but FF7 music, and you're like, yeah. Mutesters. Meanwhile, he's playing Game Boy. Who plays a Game Boy, honestly? Get this man a Switch. But he likes Pokemon Gen 1. You're a liar. Nobody likes Pokemon Gen 1. People back in the day didn't like Pokemon Gen 1. They were like, well, this is cool, and it's the only thing that exists. Then Gen 2 came out. Then people were like, oh, an actual video game. It was shocking, really. Favorite Civilization theme song? Oh, like the core songs of the Civ games? That's a tough one. Let me think about that for a minute. I mean, it's probably 4. But that feels like cheating, you know? Baba Yaga, or whatever it's called. I forget the actual term for the song, but you know the one I'm talking about, right? Baba Yetu, that sounds right. So, I'm gonna go with that one. But again, it almost feels like cheating. It's just a really well done song, top to bottom. Now we've got some lighting, so it won't be pitch black in the middle of the night when we're staying up till 2 thinking about the review. So I never actually finished that. I just passed out before I finished typing. I'll just sit here by the light of my fire. Literally just fire. Oh, I still have... Now we have enough for 2 upgrades. I don't think we have enough gold for 2 upgrades. Still, it's something. Okay, let's go to bed this time before we pass out. Out of the way, cat. Let's call that there for right now. Alright, that was worth nothing. That fertilizer was worth 8 gold. Well, we passed out earlier, Yura, but in this case, we got lucky. Because we had no gold. Usually you lose money or equipment or items or whatever for passing out. Why would anyone ever upgrade the frickin'... whatever. Alright, so hang on. We gotta get this stuff done quickly because today is the festival where no one will want to dance with us. Let me verify that. Nope, yep. The closest is Haley, and she's only at 2 stars. I got water quickly here. There's our green beans. Always important. Where's my strawberries? Hang on, can you upgrade the scythe? Because if you could, what's the point of it? Like, why bother? Like, what's it do? I guess is really the question I'm asking. This song does not represent my farm. I just want to say that. Okay. Unless all the married women are on my farm. In which case, yeah. I have no memory of upgrading the scythes here, which is why I'm like... Yep, I need a dress, a wig, I need to do some crunches, or not crunches, sorry, squats. Ah, I'm too late. Oh well. Oh, here, let's actually turn on the... This is definitely not appropriate music for this. Although, you know what is appropriate music for this? Damn. That's right, there's in-game music, did you know? Alright, what do you got? A rare crow, which I don't care about, and that's kinda it. Bunch of cosmetic stuff, but I don't care about cosmetic stuff yet. I mean, I will eventually. Have you tried the red jelly yet? No. I wish Pierre would spend time with his family. Come on, the game's just making me have sex with Caroline, okay? It's not me, it's her. And the game. Anyways. I wonder if Emily would dance with me. Nope. Or my best friend to the dance. This sort of thing doesn't happen very often. Hi, Laura. Glad to see you here. Nothing. Sorry. Going to be dancing today, Laura? Probably not. These springtime dances can be traced back to ancient fertility rituals. Well, that's awful. Excellent sauce. Slurp. This green stuff is spicy. How's the life, huh? Sweet wine, babbling brook, warm air. Did I mention the wine? There's so much wine! Glug, glug. Should've brought my fishing pole. Frog season's really starting to prick up. I like flowers. Who cares, dude? Ugh. Never mind, Sebastian. I really hate dancing in front of everyone. It's so embarrassing. I know, right? I've been working on these floor arrangements for weeks. Do you like them? I do. Good job. That's not fair. Why can't I be the flower queen? Someday I'm going to be the flower queen. Oh, well, because she took the job first. Duh. Flowers, I can hardly see them. I'm just enjoying the scenery. Oh my god. Marnie looks lovely today. Love is in the air and I'm still single. No, you're not. Don't lie to me. Working up the courage to ask someone to dance with me. No, I will not dance with you. I like dancing, but this one's a little stilted. The old-timers really love it, though. Don't be nervous, Penny. Alright, Haley, let's do it. Will you dance with me? Ew, no. Yep, that's my life right there. She was the closest one we got. And, yeah. That's how it is. So we'll just sit over here, off to the side, by ourselves, alone. Once a year, Space Cadet. I do hope they like it, Kay. Nah, that's almost as bad as the Shepherd Shuffle. And now it's nighttime. Because screw you and your schedule. Now, this is going to sound strange, but in my opinion, that is the end of the intro. Right, like right there. Here, let's get some work done while I'm talking here. Wait, actually, no. Okay, I'll be right back. Bye, Act. Damn it, that took longer than I thought it would. I had packages on the door, ironically. Didn't want to just leave them there. Okay, what was I going to talk about? The reason I consider that the end of the intro is it's in many ways designed to be a fulfillment of the last few of the mechanics of the game. By the time you reach the 24th, you have gone through almost 4 full weeks of activity, and you're supposed to have accomplished at least a little bit of every prong of the various things you can do throughout the course of the game. That means... I'm just going to lay down. I'm going to pass out if I don't lay down. Run! 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 And that's kind of the, like, it's structured weirdly, but it's kind of the first quest. Have you successfully managed to make friends with one of the various people you can make friends with, sufficient to join in the first activity? It's a little thing, it's not a major thing, but it is your first goalpost. Now, the game doesn't really tell you that, and the overwhelming majority of people who play this game normally, kind of like I've been doing, won't actually be ready for that dance. And that's sort of the point. This is kind of your goal marker, and in general, the idea is either you've made it successfully, congratulations, or, more likely, you didn't make it because you didn't even realize that that was the race you were in. Hence, the idea is it's supposed to be the wake-up call of, this is how you're supposed to be playing the game. You're supposed to raise your friendship values with people. And that's the official, no, really marker of that. Because it's a lot harder to avoid the events, that is to say the calendar holidays, than it is to avoid the individual cutscene events. So almost every character has individual cutscene events. We've actually already seen one of them. We've seen Linus's, when he goes and digs in George's trash can. We actually had a whole talk about that. Each of those is the reward, for lack of a better way to do it, for actually doing the friendship thing. That's the meat content. That's the story. We're doing the quest to perceive. Make sense? And that's the whole point of that festival is, hey, did you make it? If you did, you could be doing this. And that's kind of the structure there. So having now finished the intro, ironically, I feel like the intro is very strong on both axes, but only enough for a single positive, I think. Because part of the problem with the intro is it's so designed around the idea of you doing effectively whatever you want to in whatever order you want to. And as such, the relative lack of structure hurts it. That being said, there is a lot of meat on that bone. There's a lot you can do in those first 24 days. Hell, we've actually done a decent amount, and we've been kind of idle moding on purpose. That was a long intro. Not the longest intro we've ever seen in gaming, but a pretty long one. So that puts us up to here, story axis, and here on the gameplay axis. I think that's everything at the moment. Nope, I'm wrong. Now, I could keep streaming, but I think this is actually a pretty good cutoff point, especially since my throat's starting to hurt. So Monday, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will continue the doing of the star. As for Random's question, we are, of course, absolutely not going to romance everyone because you all know we hate romance here. Or we could pick someone and beeline for them. Or we could just randomly see who we end up having the highest heart value list to say 8 hearts with first. Which could be kind of fun to do. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. But either way, I'll see y'all Monday.